It's Women's History Month, and there's a lot of attention on how the coronavirus pandemic has disproportionately affected working moms. Earlier this week, I spoke with Holly Kaplan, a career and confidence coach, about the pink recession. Now, that's where more and more women are sacrificing their careers, cutting back on their hours, or leaving the workforce altogether. Holly, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we were talking first initially. You are a coach. Walk us through what you're able to do in terms of career guidance.
My number one goal in coaching my clients is helping them get their confidence back, especially after this pink recession, which admittedly we're still in. So what I do with my clients is I give them tools and resources to work on their confidence so that when they go back into the workforce, they're prepared and ready to roll.
And part of that pink recession happened during COVID, as we've also been talking about equal pay initiatives for women. A lot of women were adversely affected by the COVID pandemic, having to stay at home. What did you see, and what did you tell people that they could do?
Boy, by staying at home, they lost their mojo, if you will. You know, you kind of lose your skill set. You lose your contact with your colleagues. So I've given them ways to get back on their feet and remind themselves of what made them amazing and talented and special in the first place, because you have to reconnect with that before you go back in the field.
And when should someone reach out to a coach? How do they know that they're in need of that service?
I love that question. When you get stuck, when you feel like you don't know where to turn, or you don't have the ability to pull yourself up by your bootstraps to take the right steps, you might need guidance, direction, and support, and that's the best time. Do it when you feel like you really need assistance.
A lot of women, they don't really tend to ask for help. They just like to step in and try to do it. But is that always the right approach?
No, and I'm glad that you brought that up, especially not now coming out of the pink recession, because the best thing we can do is support each other. And what I recommend to my clients is connect with 5 other women when you're getting back in the workforce. If you admire their jobs or the companies that they work for, schedule one-on-ones with them via Zoom or a telephone call and talk about what they're doing, ask how you can get involved, and who could you get your resume to. And having that networking ability will help you move along faster, getting back into your career.
Wow, that's great advice. What other suggestions do you have?
Another suggestion I have is make a list of priorities, because a lot of us are going through this new level of reinvention coming back in the workforce. So now that you have the chance to do that, make a list of what's important to you going forward. Maybe moving forward in your career, you don't want to get on an airplane anymore. Maybe you want to spend more time at home. But whatever it is, make a list of those things so your next role will align with your next chapter.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add before we have to leave?
Just that your confidence will take you as far as you want to go, and make sure that you have a support system of like-minded individuals who care about you unconditionally and will support you.
Thank you so much, Holly, for lending your voice and your time with us this afternoon.
Happy to be here.
And Kaplan also tells me the majority of women who lost their jobs during the COVID pandemic were in retail, accounting for 61% of those furloughed or laid off. That interview will be available on YouTube shortly after this newscast. So subscribe to our channel, and then you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded.